The people you'll be hearing from tonight are all local people that are touched in some way by the road toll. Not just the road toll in terms of raw numbers, but in terms of serious road trauma. The impact that it has upon the person that's been injured, and quite often very seriously, but also the impact upon the families. And for those that are unfortunate enough to be killed in collisions, those collisions can have a devastating impact upon the families, and lives are changed forever. When the knock on the door comes from the local police at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning with the most horrible of news, we know that family's lives, those family members' lives, will never be the same. Destroys families, destroys relationships, feeling of hurt, sorrow, guilt, etc., etc. These people are never the same again. Now, we actually set up the Cool Heads program about 4 years ago. And the reason we set it up was we wanted to address the issue of the number of kids in our community who are either killing themselves on the roads or involved in serious collisions where they were very badly injured. And as I said before, some very seriously, some have been permanently disabled. And it was, I guess, through frustration. As the local police manager in this town, I've been to probably 95% of all fatalities that have occurred here in the last probably close to 20 years. Some of the collisions we'll be talking about tonight, unfortunately I've attended most of them. And the frustration of going to those collisions, having to deliver death messages, having to clean up the mess, and having to work through issues which come to the fore when you are working and living in a community that you're trying to support. And as I said before, it was just a sheer frustration. We had to be able to do something to get the message through to our kids that there are consequences of risk taking and there are consequences of bad decision making. And that's what tonight's all about.
But it was the biggest thing I've ever seen as far as a collision hit and just stopped. And from the previous photo I said, it looks like the utility's on the wrong side of the road. Driver of this car, a young lady from Shepparton, she had the highest levels of amphetamines, cannabis and some small amount of alcohol in her system that I've ever seen when I got a toxicology report back on her from the coroner. I sought medical advice and a medical expert told me that she would have been absolutely incapable of having any control of her car, to the point where he suggested she would have been weaving all over the road. And it just so happens the poor bloke in the utility was trying to get out of the way.
Was killed in this one. It was out at Arcadia. It's just like the TAC ads you see on TV where the Volkswagen combi van is travelling down the road and turns sideways into a semi-trailer. It's exactly what happened here.